Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Myron, and want to welcome you to another one of my videos. Want to talk a little bit about vulnerability en route to tonight's show. So this is for my friends and family over at Love and Relationships, and those of you who are not connected to the group, you got to get there. And they got a lot of hot things going on over there in relationships. You got a lot of people over there that are looking for love too, even if they're not willing to admit it. Everybody needs a little bit of love. So vulnerability, I want to kind of give you a definition of that to give you something to chew on before the show tonight. But men and women typically define vulnerability differently. We're going to really be dealing with the man's perspective of vulnerability tonight to kind of give the ladies some clue as to where men disconnect in relationships, no matter how young or how long they have been connected with the woman. A lot of times women will say, well, I was talking to this guy, but all of a sudden he just disappeared. He just stopped talking to me. Things just kind of changed. Going to explain a little bit of how vulnerability is a part of that particular scenario. But here's a quick definition just so you can have something to chew on tonight. Women often define vulnerability as something they share, giving a man access to the private place of her world, something about her that she considers intimate, a picture of her life that is not often exposed to other people. She protects it and she guards it, and she often is very choice and selective as far as who she's going to share that information with. That is vulnerability, when she decides to let someone else step into the secret place of her world. Now, for a man, we often define vulnerability as more of a tangible external experience. For example, places, things. Those things on the outside for men are considered vulnerable. In some of the posts I have written, I've given some examples about that. But vulnerability for a man is not often considered what we share. It's about places we go. So for a man, for example, who has been laid off of his job or doesn't have a job, going down to the unemployment agency or the unemployment center to try to find a job, that can be a vulnerable situation for him. A man who may perhaps is going downtown to apply for food stamps, and he feels that he is less than adequate in his efforts to supply for his family, that can be a vulnerable situation for a man. A man that is going to child support court to handle certain businesses in realm of child support or visitation with his child, the stigma or the idea that he is not a father that's active in his children's life puts him in a vulnerable situation. Even a man that may be going to church with a woman, a girlfriend, or a friend may find going to the church a vulnerable situation, especially if people in the church, and that happens a lot, tend to bad mouth him or say that he's no good because he's not going to church. And all of a sudden the girlfriend or the friend says, I want you to come to church with me. Well, if she doesn't recognize the vulnerability of the church being the place, the experience in relationship to the man, he might go to that church, or he may not even go, and he'll just disappear because his source of discomfort and vulnerability is linked to a place that the woman is often a regular or a constant visitor of. And so this is a big aspect of vulnerability for men, and where women often disconnect with men. So on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about some of the things that women can do to recognize vulnerabilities in men even before they speak. So I look forward to hearing from you tonight on the show, and I can't wait. So Love and Relationship family, I can't wait to hear from you on tonight's show too. See ya. I love y'all.